Where am I? Well, that's coming up on the next video, so stay tuned. I'm getting a bit of an echo here in this pavilion. I'm out in the woods. Did you know that the Republicans stole the election? That's right. The Republicans stole the 2024 election. Now, this appeared in the Telegraph in London, and they say that the left-wing conspiracy theorists have claimed the 2024 presidential election was stolen with posts on social media. They're posting on social media, alleging that Elon Musk and his Starlink network, his satellite network, was used to manipulate the result. Claims that over 20 million votes in the election have simply disappeared, or that Starlink was used to interfere with vote counting machines have been shared by thousands of people across social media. A 9-minute video claiming that states have used Starlink in order to tally up or count ballots had more than 100,000 likes, 50,000 shares, and had been viewed almost 900,000 times on TikTok. I don't know anything about TikTok. The video claimed, "This is why the numbers don't make sense." Similar claims that Musk, a Trump ally, may have used Starlink to tamper with the elections have spread widely across Threads, the social network owned by Mark Zuckerberg, as well as on X, which is owned by Musk. And it just goes on and on and on. It alleges that Starlink had been exploding communications satellites, with Mr. Musk destroying the evidence. And there's just all kinds of hacking going on. And the bottom line is that Elon Musk and his Starlink satellite network conspired to throw the election to Trump. And that's why Trump won, because it's all Elon Musk's fault. Hey, Democrats, how does it feel? How does it feel? There were people who responded to these claims who were Democrats who called all this absolute nonsense. Jen Easterly, director of the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, said that there's no evidence of this whatsoever. And on it goes. Alex Stamos, former Facebook executive, said the election was not stolen, neither was 2020, he says. So there we go. There's always shenanigans in every election, as I have said. I think it's safe to say nothing happened. Here's my take on it. If Elon Musk conspired with his Starlink satellite network to steal the presidential election, then what happened in Arizona, where Carrie Lake completely got screwed out of this election, folks? There's no doubt about it. In one of my past videos, I was talking how it was taking days, almost a week, to count the statewide votes in her senatorial race. Fraud, you think? More on Carrie Lake in just a minute. But if Elon Musk was conspiring with Starlink to steal the election, then what happened in California? What happened in Oregon? What happened in Washington? What happened in all these other places where Trump lost? Yeah, I don't buy it, and I don't think most people are going to buy it. And on we go to another note that David Axelrod was formerly Barack Obama's right-hand man. And there was this, somebody had noted that they believed that Biden would have beaten Trump. And Axelrod, who, again, was Obama's right-hand man, said no, he wouldn't have beaten Trump. Nobody was going to beat Trump in this election cycle. So take it for whatever it's worth. Now, let me move on to Chuck Schumer, the current Senate Majority Leader for the Democrats, of course, Senator from New York, left-wing nut job. As you know, last week, if you're paying attention to it, Dave McCormick of Pennsylvania, a Republican, unseated Democrat Bob Casey, who refuses to concede the election. Chuck Schumer refuses to invite Senator-elect McCormick to Washington to go through new orientation for those who just won their Senate elections. He won't let him come. He's not issuing an invitation. This is absolutely outrageous. This was in the New York Post. It's petty. It's childish. He will not allow Casey to come to Washington. Rick Scott of Florida said Dave McCormick is a senator-elect, and Schumer's move to not allow him to participate in orientation this week is disgusting. They did the same thing to me after I beat a Democrat in 2018. Casey needs to concede right now. Marco Rubio said, what happened to all the demands that our leaders accept the outcome of the elections? Exactly right. Dave McCormick is the new senator for Pennsylvania. The idea that Schumer would not allow him to participate in Senate orientation is beyond unacceptable. And he's exactly right about that. Cornyn of Texas called it petty. Schumer is a clown. He's just a clown. Okay, let me pause. By the way, officially the Republicans have kept control of the House of Representatives. Very important, because had they lost control, of course, we could have had another round of impeachments as soon as the new Congress took office in January. Let me get a little sip of coffee. I'm not crazy about this news, but apparently Trump is going to name Florida Senator Marco Rubio as his Secretary of State. I'm not crazy about that, but some things we're just going to not prevail on. Some things we're not going to be happy about. Overall, things are great. I think he's putting some pretty good people into place, especially Tom Homan. Also, he's naming current South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem as the head of the Department of Homeland Security. I hope to eliminate the department, but we shall see. I'm also hearing rumblings that Kari Lake, who is apparently going to be cheated out yet again of her, last time it was governor, this time it's senator, but I'm hearing and reading that Kari Lake is being bandied about as Trump's press secretary. That would be excellent. Kari Lake is a former news reporter, of course. I think she would excel in that position. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. Now, as you probably know, Kamala Harris, her campaign raised over $1 billion for her campaign, her failed campaign for the presidency, over $1 billion. And as the election is now concluded, do you know where her coffers stand? She is currently $20 million in debt. Anybody want to send Kamala a little donation to help her out? And this is the woman who was going to fix our economy. I think she's probably got some rather hot donors right about now. How do you start from being a surplus of $1 billion or having $1 billion to being $20 million in debt? Good luck raising that amount of money. I'm thinking she probably wishes she had kept a more watchful eye on that, because now there's nothing left. There's less than nothing left. And I don't think she's going to find too many people wanting to donate to her campaign. Now, here's a story that I find really interesting. As you probably know, Joe Biden has issued an invitation to Donald Trump to come and visit the White House on Wednesday of this week. That would be today. And apparently Trump is going to do that. Well, traditionally, the incoming president will meet with the sitting president. Didn't happen last time. Trump did not have Biden in, nor should he have. But the current First Lady will usually host a tea for the incoming First Lady. The current First Lady is Dr. Jill Biden, who has apparently issued an invitation to Melania Trump, the totally classy incoming First Lady, the woman who just exudes class. Doesn't it make you proud to have Melania as our First Lady? What an upgrade over the Hillarys of the world and the Michelle Obamas of the world, the Mikes, I'm sorry, the Michelles, and the Dr. Jill Bidens of the world. What an upgrade this is going to be. However, Melania has declined the invitation to meet for tea with Jill Biden, and good on her. She should decline. She shouldn't do it. Why is she declining? All but certain she is declining because, if you will recall, Joe Biden had his Justice Department, specifically the FBI, to raid Mar-a-Lago. And while they were there, they rifled through Barron's bedroom, Melania's bedroom. It was completely disrespectful. And this was done on orders of Joe Biden. Don't make no mistake about that, folks. It may have been Merrick Garland, but who does Merrick Garland work for? Joe Biden. And Melania has told Jill Biden, thanks but no thanks. I can have my own tea once I get to the White House. I'll be so glad when these people, I'm telling you folks, time is moving so slowly. Generally for me, time moves really fast. The older you get, the faster it goes. But I'm telling you, the rest of November, all of December, and the first part of January, it's going dreadfully slow. I cannot wait for Inauguration Day to get here. I wish we could go ahead and inaugurate Trump. And I told Marina, Donald Trump needs to go live in a bunker so nothing can happen until he's inaugurated, because time is just moving too slowly for me. I want him to go ahead and get inaugurated now. A new interview on on YouTube with Tucker Carlson, I recommend. I'll try and remember to link that down below. He is always entertaining. How about Tom Homan, the new incoming border czar? He has said to illegal aliens, he has called on them to go ahead and self-deport, quote, "We know who you are." Tom Homan says criminals and gang members get no grace period while we're out prioritizing public safety threats and national security threats. If you want to self-deport, you should self-deport because, again, we know who you are and we're going to come and find you. He continues, they get no favors from this administration. You came to this country illegally, which is a crime. You committed crimes against the United States citizens, some heinous crimes. You get no grace period, so we're coming for you. What a breath of fresh air Tom Homan is. I love this guy. Tom Homan. This guy has been in a position of like this for quite some time. In his younger years, he was a border agent, so he knows what he's talking about. He's got the goods. All right, I wanted to take a look at the news as it stands right now. Give me your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you got to say. I'm about to go on a long hike, and I'll do some filming and show you what it's all about and where I am, and I am loving this place where I am. I wish I could just stay a little bit longer. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.